So it's going to be 2026 and you're planning to buy a KTM Duke or you own a KTM Duke and you want to have the best feeling of KTM Duke forever. This is the advice coming from someone who has been riding KTM for a very long time. I bought my KTM 390 in 2019. So it's been almost 6 years since I got my bike. So based on the years of experience, there is only one way you can get the maximum out of your bike to have certain things aligned. I'll tell you what are the elements. So these are five important things that you need to do to take care of your bike as well as to have a very good experience with your bike, like a stock experience. So one important factor I'm talking about to have a stock experience with respect to the Gen 2 KTM, because the Gen 2 KTM, when I bought it, it came with a certain specific tires, and that matters a lot. Matters a lot. So the reason I'm saying is the recently I drove some of the KTMs and they were given with a different kind of tires. So if you ask me to be practical for the roads today in India, I would say the stock tires that comes with the KTM MRF or any brand is fine. But if you are in a place where your roads are good and you want to have the maximum amount of fun, trust me, this will make a million difference in your bike. Because since I changed the tires, the feeling of the bike changed drastically for me. So that is the reason I'm telling you this. Okay, let me not shuffle you more. Let's get to the point. So the first thing, again, caveat for this entire video, I'm taking money out of the equation. I'm talking in terms of having the maximum amount of fun. So ignore money here. I'm ignoring money here. Fuel from Shell, not the the premium one. Go for the regular Shell petrol. That is fantabulous because the performance you get out of the Shell petrol on a KTM Duke is instant. You can feel it very fast. Like if you're nearing your tank, just go to a Shell pump, fill up a tank just to try. Ignore the money. Just try this tank. See how it works. Don't go for the speed petrol or anything else. Just have a regular, normal, least priced Shell petrol. You will feel the difference instantly. The pickup, the way it pulls is totally different. It's a different level altogether. See, before COVID, even after COVID, to certain point, I was only using Shell petrol, so I know it because I was recommended by the sales agent who was selling me the bike and also the service center people where I used to service. So they are like the best service centers in Chennai for KTM, and they told me this uh, to go, to maintain the bike well. And the second one, the tires. Again, my bike came with a stock set of tires. It's merciless. I changed it after 10-15,000 kilometers. The back worn out pretty fast. The front was little later. But the moment I changed the tires, the feeling of the bike completely changed. I was not able to have make like some easy, cornering and all those things. It takes a little bit more effort now. Before it was easier. I don't know what kind of magic they've done to those tires, but Merdzillers are the best for KTMs in my experience. So if you want to have the best experience, you change these two elements, the fuel, the tire, you are at your best shape. These two elements itself. And the third one is going to be about the longevity and also to have the best experience. It's a balance of both. Always be on time for the service. Don't delay it because this is a performance machine. It's not like a commuter machine. The commuter machines can handle a bit more stress in terms of oil and filter changes, etc., etc. Since this is a performance machine and you're riding this inside a city or somewhere there is more pollution, everything gets clogged up pretty fast. So please be on time for the service. Never, never ignore that. That's something that I will highly recommend, because that will give you a very good feeling for the bike all the time. Fourth, this is like the third thing that is so important for the bike, but it's the fourth one because it's like a consumable. You got to change this, just like tires, the brake pads. The brake pads that come with the KTM Duke stock is among the really good brake pads. You know, if you're riding a KTM Duke, the beast requires a very good stopping power, and these brake pads provide that. So that braking pad, never ever go out of it. Even if you are on a tight budget, you can ignore the fuel, you can ignore the service a little bit, maybe the tires a little bit, but not the brake pads, because brake pads is where the safety lies. So never touch, go low on the brake pads. Always go for the best ones. Even if you can get like a third party one, just make sure it's of the same quality. So these are, I think, sintered pads, which are like metal pressed into the pads, from what I know. So what happens is that these are like metal pads that has its own kind of grip. It's not like very abrupt. It's not like uh, it's not the bite doesn't happen after you press it for some time. The bite happens immediately. The moment you click the brake, you can feel it. It's reducing the speed. It's so perfect that you can feel exactly what's going on your tires. The feedback is that clear on these brake pads. So yeah, that is something to be concerned about. And never go for cheap quality ones, and never risk that your life depends on it. Everything else is a luxury, but this is a necessity. The fifth one, this is something abnormal, but always check these three elements. That is the sprocket adjustment. Always lube it. Since it is a naked bike, the chain, everything is visible. It gets a lot of dirt, it gets a lot of accumulation. Clean it. Please clean it. Don't apply lube directly. Clean it, then put the lube. For cleaning, you can just buy petrol, just spray it somehow and then use a brush to clean it off, wipe it with a cloth. Then you apply the lube. That is the best way to do it. And also, make sure the sprocket is in right shape. You have to learn this. There is no other go. The mechanic shops, the service centers, it depends on who's going to service it. The place I used to service, they were really good people. They used to align it properly. Since it is very far, I started servicing it in the nearby place. They don't understand the basics. The manual says you should adjust the chain tension while the bike is in the standing position, as in like it's straight, not while it's on the side stand. But the place I service, this is the authorized service and this is the original service center where people sell KTM bikes. I went there. They were just tightening the uh, chain tension while it was on the side stand. In this bike, while you put a side stand and while you make it straight, there is at least 5 mm of difference in the chain tension. That is a big problem I used to face. I faced this with so many service centers in KTM. I don't know if these people read the manuals. I read the manual, I know exactly. And the manual is there for a reason. And the people who service there, these are little boys, they have no idea. They think they know it, but they don't know it. So I would highly suggest you learn the stuff, at least for this sprocket adjustment, so that you make sure it's always in a proper fit and lube it properly, because after lubing also it gets loose and you have to go back to the service station again to get it right. So it's better to learn the stuff yourself. Even they are doing it, you can do like tiny adjustments so that it doesn't break early. Because every time I adjusted the sprocket, I was able to extend the lifespan of the sprocket. So that is the reason. And on the same level, check the battery every single year, because this machine consumes a lot of battery throughout the system. Because of that, you will lose the battery every 2 years. This is my third battery in 30,000 kilometers. So I would highly recommend to just check the battery every year so that it's in place, it doesn't go out, and it doesn't show up clearly. Because the last time I had a battery issue, I was not thinking it's a battery issue. I thought it's a issue in the alternator. There's something called alternator where when you click the start, that's where it starts the bike. But every time I click it, it clicks, but it doesn't start. Then when I short circuited the bike to start, it started. I was confused. So I changed the alternator, then also it was not working. Then I realized, I went to the mechanic shop, I left the bike for a day, and they figured out, okay, there is nothing issue with the bike. It's the battery that went down. But the battery didn't show up. It was just 2 years. I did not think it's the battery. I checked the battery also. But they extensively checked the battery. This replaced with another battery. It worked. So it's the battery. That was a shocker for me at that point in time. So just make sure the battery is in check. So if you do just these steps, you will have a very good feeling with the KTM Duke. I wish you the best because this is a very fun motorcycle. I Every time I ride every other motorcycle, I come back to this because this is something close to my heart. The boy in me is attracted to this bike for every good reason except money. So, as I said, remove money out of the picture. This will be the best bike in terms of fun in city roads, even in highways. Off roads, not much because the suspension is not that good, and I like it to certain degree. But if it's a wet road, nope, no. Not a you have to change tires. You have to modify the bike enormously, so it doesn't fit that kind of purpose. But for touring, it's a rocket. You have a great highway. Oh my god, it's like anything. And you have shell fuel, and you're riding on a highway. It's the best feeling you can ever get in a motorcycle at this range, at this price point. So if you're thinking about it, go for it. It's a fun motorcycle. Hope you have a nice day. Have fun.